Hello, my name is Nomi Caballero Rodriguez, and I'm going to talk about the Information System Security Policy for Lopes Manufacturing. Lopes Manufacturing is a company that provides parts to keep the U.S. military copters running. I will cover things regarding network and security principles and practices, cryptography methods, and security mechanisms that are possible through cryptography, as well as logical access controls. So the purpose of Lopes Manufacturing is to design, manufacture, and assemble and also install quality helicopter parts for the U.S. military. And the vision of Lopes Manufacturing is to provide and become the most reliable custom and specialty parts manufacturer for the aeronautic industry. And we are committed with the U.S. military and providing them with equipment. Next, we have the network management issues that involve legacy systems, which is old equipment that puts network management at risk due to old versions that have vulnerabilities that have not been patched, as well as having wireless networks that make the network insecure due to being on the same network instead of being separated. There is also a risk of data loss due to disaster or due to breaches or even due to denial of service attacks, as well as issues regarding network availability. However, there are security practices and principles that can be implemented to mitigate these issues. For example, for legacy systems, there can be new hardware that is implemented as well as updating old and new hardware with new versions and new patches. For vulnerabilities and exploitations, for wireless networks, it is recommended that the Wi-Fi is separate from the private network as well as the remote locations, which also should be separated from the internal network, as well as isolated and properly configured. And data backup and recovery systems should be in place to prevent data from being lost. Network redundancy should be in place to ensure that the network is always up and running, as well as implementing security through VLANs and subnetting. And it is also important to establish principles such as no BYOD, such as no bringing your device into the internal network, as devices from employees can be infected or present risk and vulnerabilities to the network, as well as educating users and employees within the company so that they do not fall for um, things like phishing. Additional security mechanisms that may use cryptography start with the hardware systems, which can use secure boot, which ensure the integrity and authenticity of the firmware and software being run on such hardware systems. For wireless management, there are different types of private wireless security systems or protocols such as the WPA2 and WPA3. And for remote locations, secure ways of connecting these locations to the internal network can be implemented, such as through VPNs and SSH, which is a secure remote access and data transfer platform. For data security and using cryptography, the company can implement public key infrastructure, which manages digital certificates, including secure email and website authentication. And also through the use of secure hash algorithms, we can ensure that the digital signatures are kept at the authentication and integrity level. Additionally, for network security, the transport layer socket security and secure sockets layer, which are protocols used to encrypt data, can be used for securing web applications, for email and other communications. And IPsec, which is Internet Protocol Security, can be used to secure communications through the IP protocol by encrypting and authenticating network packets. Last, we have the logical access controls, which are established to ensure the NONCIA triad, which is confidentiality, integrity, and availability in different technologies and systems. For example, with passwords, We can implement strong password policies, such as including a length for authentication. Additionally, smart cards can be implemented for a multi-factor authentication, which may include biometrics as well as using such smart cards for printing. And well, cryptography was already mentioned, and these can be used for connections for remote sessions like SSH and encryption of data being transmitted through email, such as TLS and SSL.